Alright, so today we're going to be modeling a rocket launcher for G1 Thundercracker. I'm going to show you what that looks like because I don't have my camera working right now. Let's see, it's in here. There we go. This is the first part of every modeling process of mine. You start by taking pictures, orthogonal pictures of the piece that you want to start with. This is a reissue one that has a smaller hole. Today we're going to be making the one that has this is the reissue one that has a larger hole. I said that backwards. We're going to be making the one instead that has a smaller hole for the smaller missile. But they and those missiles we haven't made. Clearly we've made the G1 missiles. I've taken a lot of turns with the creation of this kit, trying to make the parts more original and less like the commemorative series version, which was the one that I owned up until now. So, that was a terrible intro. Anyway, we're going to start with the rocket launcher. I need to finish this rocket launcher before, at least in the next couple days, so that I can start prototyping it if we want to get this set out before the end of November. We'll see. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my image plane here. Go and grab a good reference image for this rocket launcher. Let's see. None of these are named, so I have to okay, they're there. Let's see. Which side do I like better? Which has... I think I like this side. Let's work with that. Let's work with this side. Alright. I start by importing my picture and making sure that we can want it facing this way. Alright. And first things first, you're going to need a pair of calipers. I have this really cheap pair here with I don't know what brand it is. I just got it on Amazon. It's a digital caliper that allows me to basically clamp onto certain areas of the part that I have in my hands and measure it. So the first thing we're going to try and get is, let me bring out my shape here. We're going to try and get this axis, this measurement right here. And the reason I have this cube is so that I can set this cube over here in my dialog boxes on the top right to the length that it needs to be for the actual part. So let's go ahead and take that measurement now. Figure out how long this needs to be. Yep, okay, calipers are looking good. Alright, sometimes they're not calibrated, and then you have to re-zero them. That's okay. Alright, so according to this reading, it's saying it's 46.65 millimeters long. Alright, so let's set the length. 46.65. Alright, and then we're going to scale our image to meet that length. We're rarely going to model off of this image. The image is just purely there for my eyeballs to see something. Like if I need to quickly put a detail in, like one of these lines, like I can just count the lines here. Like if I have to eyeball something, that's what the image is for. The image is not to be precise. I think we might be able to scale it up just a little bit more. I don't want to be too big. There's some parallax you always have to account for when you're taking pictures of these things. I think that's a safe zone. No, maybe one more. Okay. I'm not making any difference. Oh wait, I can adjust it right here. Here, let's do this. Whatever that is, let's make it 4? Yeah, that's better. Okay, so now that we have our line set up, I'm going to double check that measurement to make sure that it's right. I don't want to be wrong. I'm going to make sure my calipers are working properly. We're going to take a second measurement. The old motto is measure twice, cut once, right? So let's measure this thing twice, make sure that it's correct. Alright, my second reading says 46.67. So I'm going to go in the middle and say 6.6. And yeah, 1/1000th of a millimeter does actually make a difference when it comes to tolerances, but we'll get to that later. We only have to worry about that when we start working on this peg, or this piece here. So now that we have our thing measured. Let's put it in a spot that we like. Oh god, what happened? Alright, let's put this guy over here. Get him away from the other parts. Yeah, it's not a bad spot. I just model everything in the same file. Have it all in one thing. Let's go ahead and save what we've done so far. Modeling, seeker, parts. Always save in intervals in case you lose your stuff. Alright. Let's take this guy, rotate him so that he's straight, or at least just a little bit straighter. Is that straight? Okay, I see the mold line, so I think that I feel like that's straight, right? I could be wrong. But it's fine. The part that we're going to model is going to be straight, whether this is straight or not. I'm going to add this to my references layer so that we don't click on him and drag him around while we're trying to work. Hey, add. There we go. Alright, now that we have that set up, let's go ahead and start working on this cylinder shape here. I notice it has this kind of torpedo look, where it's a cylinder in the front, and then it comes back, and then it's that. So let's grab a cylinder. This has 16 subdivisions. That's good enough. That's fine. 16 is workable. You don't want anything more than like 16 if you're just starting out. Okay. I'm using Maya, by the way. This is the software. It's an Autodesk software. It's expensive, but it's worth it. Especially if you're on the yearly package. There it is. Let's go ahead and do a thing. Let's hide all these parts. There we go. Hey. You too. Thank you. Alright, so now it's just us and our cylinder. So let's take this guy and scale him this way. There we go. Just basically get him. Now I'm going to take a measurement here. The way this works is we're actually going to stop this guy. We're going to stop this guy here at this line, because this cap is actually a separate piece that we're going to slide over this. So what that means is we're going to have to extrude from the inside here to meet the edge of the cap. But let's take some measurements of the end here to make sure that our size is right. I'm going to do a diameter to find what the largest diameter of this piece is, and that'll tell us how wide our cylinder is. I believe it's a perfect cylinder. It doesn't look stretched or elongated, but let's measure it just in case and find out. Alright, diameter measurement is 11.16 millimeters. Yeah, it looks like 11.16 all the way around, so let's do that. And because a cylinder is, the measurements are always going to be in halves, so you look at these two numbers here, just take 11 point, I'm going to do 11.15, and divide that by 2, and that's 5.575, copy that, come over here, paste, paste. There we go. And now we have our diameter. And as you can see, it actually looks slightly off from what it's supposed to look like, which is fine. Alright. Once we start getting to the end here, this is going to shrink. Let's go ahead and shrink that. Actually, wait. Let's give ourselves an edge loop so that we don't lose this shape over here. I think that's... You always have to take a look at your part constantly to make sure you're doing this right. Okay, so what I'm noticing now that I'm looking at this again... We're going to have to do something interesting with this shape. So we're going to have to get this relief into here like we want it. So let's go ahead and put our lines before and after the thing. Put one there as well, so we don't lose it. We have this going on, and it looks like it tapers forward a little bit before it ends at that point, so let's go ahead and taper that, like so. Yeah, like that. Don't worry, when we smooth this out, it's gonna do the right shape. All you gotta do is put an edge loop there and fix that. Alright. While we're here, let's just go ahead and get our peg in there. Just so that we can block out a lot of these shapes and get them over with. Alright, scale that guy up. Let's measure this peg. I'm gonna use this piece that we already had here. And I'm just gonna duplicate him. And then put him over here. Sorry, the reference sometimes gets in the way and you can't see what you're doing. Alright. Let's snap that guy to him. There we go. Let's measure the size of this peg. I believe it's 5 millimeters, but we'll see. Okay, it says it's 5.1. Nope. You know, this peg looks awfully familiar. It almost looks like the same peg they used on the tail fins, or the rudders. It looks like the exact same peg. I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna steal it. I'm gonna hold it up next to each other just to make sure in real life that it's the same peg. Oh yeah, that's the same. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna come over here to our rudder that we have already modeled. There he is. Hi there. Since we've already done the work, why redo it? Alright, we're going to duplicate these parts. We're going to carry them over here. Shift P, unparents them from that. Alright, and then we're going to move them this way. Where's my, where's the thing I was working on? Oh, there it is. Oh, I'm over here. I got turned around. There we go. So let's take him over here. I wonder if they can move together. Yeah, they can. Okay, cool. Okay. Oh no, they can't. Nah, never mind. All right, that's fine. So we'll take this. We'll just make him a unit. Let's center our point. There we go. 90 degrees or negative 90, whatever you want. And since this peg is already pretty much sized like we want it to be, we just gotta put it in here, turn our references on, and line it up. Oh wait, he's not centered, is he? He's somewhere else. Let's turn off this layer, and then line him up onto that center there. I think we can do this. Yeah. Yep, there we go. Sweet. That's looking good. That's great, because I already modeled this part. Why redo it? Why remodel it when you don't have to? There's something I do want to edit, though. And I want to take this piece and, we don't need that anymore. Let's take this. I wonder if we can just do this. No, I don't feel like doing that. I just want to take this and maybe... Let's line him up where he needs to be. Let's put him there. Put him there. And then we'll take this part and drag it into here where it needs to be. I think if we count the lines, it stops about there. Yeah. Alright. Then we'll take this guy. We can go ahead and Shift P and unparent these things. Oh, this is the one I was modeling. Don't need that. Alright. Delete history. Get rid of this. Duplicate that. Bring him over. Flip him 180. There he is. And then now we have that. I could have mirrored it, but since we're not on the axis, we're not aligned with an axis, this is just faster. There we go. And look at that. Wow. We honestly didn't even have to do much work for the peg. I'm very relieved that we already modeled that. A lot of their assets are just... They probably, when they were machining these parts, just carried things back and forth from one thing to another. Okay. So, there's another piece. Actually, the front peg is slightly longer than the back peg. You see that? I'm seeing it in person. Let's make this slightly longer then. And then we'll drag these guys in to where they need to be. Yeah. Interesting. I would have noticed that unless I was looking at it. I think we can drag that guy in a little bit more. Because it is definitely longer. There's a shape difference, and to my eye I can see it. It's not even, which is interesting. I wonder if the arms are made that way. If the peg holes on the arms are not consistently done. I want to say yeah. Or if that's a flaw, I don't know. Hold on, this is an original one. This is a reproduction. I'm playing with the parts that are in front of me right now to make sure that this is right. Yeah. The purpose of those things, they don't go inside the hole, they just kind of sit. It's interesting how that works. Uh-oh. I don't want to break my reissue here. There we go. Okay, cool. Put him back on his stand. He sits there happily. Sorry, I wish I had my other camera so you could see what I was doing out here, but it's fine. We're back in the business. We want to get... Looks like there's this bar here. Let's try and make this bar. It just looks like a rectangle. Doesn't look like there's any shaping. It's not tapering in any way. So let's just, no, not a cylinder. We want this. There we go. Okay. Let's get him. We're just gonna eyeball him. Alright, he's about that long. And we will measure the width of this guy, though. So let's get the width right. He is 3.06 millimeters wide. Alright, so that means right here. This is the measurement we want to change. He is 3.6. Or sorry, 3.06. And yeah, that checks out. It overlaps these guys, but doesn't overlap the peg. So that measurement actually adds up. Very nice. Very good, very good. And let's get back to our reference and get him looking the way he needs to. I think we can get rid of this line here. That way we can just take this edge and pull him up there. Let's get rid of this line. And we can take this edge. Actually, you can do that in order. Let's get rid of this line first. And then grab this. Grab that. Let's have them move up at the same time. And shift them over. Okay. Move him there. Move him. Oh, this could be moved back a little bit. And then move him in. Double checking. Okay. It looks like a slight angle, but I don't think it is. Let me... These two aren't at different heights, are they? No, it's just the picture in the background. The picture's crooked. Or does it actually come down lower? It might. It might lower itself. There's always some weird shapes on these parts that you'd think something would be straight, but it's actually not straight. And those are the little things you gotta look out for. I know with Jetfire's gun, his handle was not perpendicular to the barrel. And the whole time I was wondering why it wasn't fitting in the gun clip properly. It was because they kicked the handle forward. It wasn't perfectly straight. It threw me. I was not expecting that. Because normally if you have a handle, it's kicked backwards on a gun. But in that case, it was kicked forward. So yeah, that was off topic. Let's go ahead and take these guys and just move them up into the space. Because you can see this line right here is actually where it terminates. So let's make sure we're on that line. And we're just going to, I'm looking at the part in real life. I'm just going to line it up. It actually almost looks like it curves. It doesn't look like it has a straight plane to it. here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna add a line here to resolve this edge. So that way we can get a slight curve to this shape like that. Because it looks like it has a curve in real life. Anytime you have a chance to add a curve on something, do it. Okay, it looks cool. We're getting there. This is a start. Save. Now, we need to figure out this piece right here. Let's go ahead and play around with the front of this. We have an end cap here that we can mess with, which is nice. I'm going to figure out the diameter of the hole that the missile needs to fire from. Let's go ahead and do that. I think it would be easier just to model that in instead of trying to do a Boolean operation. So I'm measuring the internal diameter of the hole. It is 3.28 millimeters wide. I know I'm going to have to increase the width of it, but we're just going to print it properly first and then make adjustments once we do our first print. Okay, so 3.28. Let's grab another modeling cube. I want to keep this one here because it's the general size of what it needs to be. So 3.28. Let's center this guy on this. That's 3.28, huh? Alright. Let's, this might change. Once we add our edge loops, it'll be okay. Oh, here we are. Why am I seeing my cameras? Hide the cameras. I don't want to see those cameras. Okay. So, I'll make it a hair wider. About right there. That's how wide the missile hole is? Yeah, that's how wide it is. It's not very big. Okay. And then we're going to add a secondary thing. We're going to add another end cap, and this will be where the blue ends and the black cap that goes on it begins. So we're going to get that measurement right. Now, okay, that is about 6.14 millimeters. So let's take this guy and bump him up. He is now 6.14. Okay, and then we're going to shrink this one down. There we go. Yeah, that's fine. FDM, the cap is going to be FDM printed, but this is going to be resin printed. But the FDM prints tend to shrink more than the resin prints, so I'm doing it a little bit smaller. I'm going to have to adjust all this anyway, but it's good to try to put it in there. Alright, now that we have that, let's go ahead and this piece here is actually going to extrude. We can just extrude it if we want. Yeah? Yeah, I think we can. Let's do that. Uh-oh, we still have our snapping on. Turn that off. We're going to put this to the end of our cube. That's why I didn't get rid of it. Because that is going to dictate the length of this. Let's just snap that to that. Alright. And that's actually what it's going to look like is when we print this piece. Except we're going to have a little groove here that the cap fits onto to hold it together. Because this is going to be a two-part piece. It's going to come apart and it's going to be split down the middle here, almost exactly like the injection molded piece was. So we're going to need a groove that fits in here and here. And I'm going to just model some little cubes that we can cut that groove out with. The groove, there's no particular size that I'm looking for that, as long as it just works. 1 millimeter sounds fine, but I'm going to make it 1.5. And all it is just, they don't even have to be rounded. They just need to work. And actually, now that I'm looking at it, thinking about something. We should probably make this a little bit wider. You know, I have one that's cut open. Hold on, let me look at it. Let me look at the part. Here it is. Let me look on the inside of this piece, figure out what that looks like. Ah, I see. Oh, I see how they did it. So they have a little lip around the front that it just kind of thoops into. It's not like this that I'm thinking. It doesn't go on a rail. Okay, we'll just make a little lip on this piece, like right here. It'll come up. We can go ahead and do that now, actually. Just put a little thing there, put a little thing there. And I think what we can do is just take this face, extrude out. Is that working right? Hold on, I don't want it to be wrong. Yeah, it's working right. That way we have this little lip here that does that. Yeah. But before we do that, we're gonna put an edge loop there so it doesn't mess that up. We don't want it to interfere with that. Let's go and put our edge loops there and there. There we go. You see, it's turning into a shape now, yeah? When you start playing with edges, it does that. Turn that off and you can see what it's actually doing. Yeah. Alright. Now this piece that's on the inside, we want this to go all the way back. So let's select that. Probably selected something else as well, yeah. Okay, let's come at it from this side then. There we go. And we want this to go back through. Yep, through the entire thing. Pretty much through all the way until we reach where the screw or where the tab connects. Let's see if we can see that in our reference. Great, there it is. Okay, there it is. Let's see where that is. I'm looking at the inside of it, and I'm trying to determine that right now. It looks like it ends about right there, so let's put it there. Sweet. Got that. We got the inside hollowed out where it needs to be. And we don't need that anymore. Nice. Let's go ahead and model our cap that goes on the end. Our cap is going to be very similar to this in the way that we have it. Turn that 90. Let's grow this guy. Yeah, it's on the 0. That's good. Alright, let's flatten him out and make him. Try and do our best to kind of line him up with this guy. I'm gonna just measure this just cause I like measuring. Even though it's a tapered shape, I kind of still want to know exactly how wide it is. Alright, we're looking at 9.2, I'm just gonna say 9.26 millimeters out here. Which, oh, that's right, you can't change that because you're doing vertices. That's fine. We got measurement cubes. This is how I do all my measuring. I just use little cubes. 9.26. Yep. Oh, yeah, that's bigger than the photo. Cool. This is why you can't trust photos. I don't model based on photos. I model based on measurements. Well, let's center this guy because he's not centered at all. Where is this in respect to that? Oh, he's not centered either. Ah! Give us a minute. Snap this guy to the center, wherever that may be. I think that's the center? What else would that be if it's not center? There we go. That's center now. Okay. Crisis averted. Let's grow this guy. What was I doing? Was I expanding? Okay, good. Just making sure. Making sure I was doing that right. Alright. Let's grow this guy to there. That's good. Then we can take the end here and grow it up to there. That's good. And for all we know, this piece right here is probably a little bit... It's actually probably a little bit bigger. Oh goodness, I can't do it like that anymore because of that. select that. We'll just grow that. Like that. So I feel like it's wider there, right? Let's measure it. Let's not guess. Let's measure it. I got the part right in front of me. Why not? Alright, once we get up to there, we're looking at 10.40. 10.40 is what that needs to be. Because I think this is 11. So this needs to be at 10. So let's judge. Hey, thank you. That needs to be at 10. So 10 would be right there. We're close. We're like right on it. Let's select these guys. These guys. There we go. Let's hide my reference because I can't see. Okay, there it is. I'm gonna come back to this. Do the same thing to him. Very good. Yeah, it works. Alright. So we got our shape there. Now there's going to be a tolerance between that and this. I'm going to put at least... how much space shows up on the photo? Oh yeah, that's about... We're just going to eyeball... Let me measure it. Every time I say I'm about to eyeball it, I measure it. Crud. I don't know exactly what it is, but I have one broken up. Let's see. I think I have that piece by itself. I do have that piece by itself. Here we go. Let's measure that. It is exactly 4.20 millimeters long. So let's make sure that's accurate. Actually, this, I think it will tell us. Hey, wait a minute. Get us out of that. Okay, come back. Thank you. So 4.2 would be half of that, so it's 2.1. So this needs to be 2.1. Wow, really? Oh, I'm looking at it now. That's the reissue. Okay. I'm holding them right next to each other just to make sure. Hold on. Let me get a cube out here. The cube never lies. 4.2. Ah, okay. Gotcha. So it was slightly skewed. That's fine. That's totally fine. Let's make this come to here. And we'll make this guy here. I think we can just drag that. Drag him back a little bit. Let's see what our shape is actually doing. Let's see. Our measurement block. Ah, okay. Alright, let's center this cube along with this. Okay. It's fine if it's a little off, but my goal is to make my parts as accurate as they can possibly be. I want to make sure that the measurements are just right. I feel like that's enough separation to make it work. Oh, that's right, we need a hole in the end of this. Let's get that measurement right. So it's going to vary depending on which one you have, but since I have the original here, we're going to base it on the original, and not the reproduction, and not the, rather the reissue. So let's figure out how wide this hole needs to be, because there needs to be a good clearance on the hole as well. Looks like it's 7.33 millimeters. Should be a little gap. 7 point... Oh no. Hold on. Let's measure that again. With the widest diameter, we're at 7.38 millimeters. Gotcha. So, let's grab our cube that we had in here. There he is. Is this interesting to watch? I really don't care. 7.38. No, not that one. 7.38. There we go. Let's line this up with the center. There we go. Alright, and this edge loop that's right here, we want to make that come out to there. There we go. Okay. And then this part in here, we're actually going to delete. Let me look at this. Yeah, we don't want this at all. Yeah, you see where I'm going with this? I realized something. We're overhanging the original part by a hair. So let's instead of doing what we did, let's actually move this back to where it's on the edge there. Want to be right there. And then on this one, what is this? What is this? Oh, yeah. And then on this one, oh, am I still selected? No, I'm not. I'm selected again. So I don't trust that selection. We're going to move this back to the, oh, wait. We have to move this whole thing back. Okay. Let's move this whole thing back to there. Alright. Okay, cool. We're back on top of it. Oh, that's right. We need a thing here. Let's make a thing here. There we go. Actually, we can probably delete this one now. Delete this one that we just did. Here we go. And also delete. Okay, now we have that shape doing what we want. Let's get rid of this reference. These references are getting out of hand. Got too many cubes sitting everywhere. That's what happens. Okay, now that we have this shape, we want to play with its insides. How do we get in there? That's the question. Oh, there it is. Alright. The inside of this needs to be shaped as well. No. There we go. Okay. Let's make this bigger. We can make it to the same size if we want, but I think this part tapers up a little bit. Correct me if, oh god, I can't even tell. Maybe I can tell on this view. I'm looking at it now and it doesn't actually look like it does, so let's just make it the same. Oh no, but this piece tapers up, right? Alright, well then we'll do that. I'll do whatever feels appropriate. No, because on the inside it doesn't taper, but on the outside it does. That shouldn't affect the inside. Yeah, let's just leave it like it is. In fact, if we could just line them up, that'd be sweet. Right on top of each other. Okay. And then now that we have that done, we're going to take these edges, select, and we're going to bridge them across. See what that does. Hey, I think it worked. Alright, Delete history. Sweet. It's doing what we want it to do. Very nice. Very nice. Let's go ahead and put our edge loop here. We're kind of finishing the work already. Alright, let's put our edge loops here. And here. And then here. And here. This is what you do. It takes 3 edges to make an edge. 3 edges to make an edge. Alright, and come in. God, I don't know where I am. Okay, here we go. We want this edge as well. It'd be smart if I put this on its own layer, but I'm lazy. There we go. Sweet. Sweet. Yes. Look at that. Look at it go. Get rid of that. Something feels off about that. Feels like there's too much room here. You know, I'm gonna add that to my references. It looks like it's too big. Yeah, looks like it's too big. I'm gonna save. You can always play with it. There is a gap there. There is definitely a gap there, but how big that gap is it says it's 7.29. Let's double check that, because sometimes when we do the smooth operation it changes. So let's double check that. That dimension is accurate, so it must be this one that's wrong. Okay, that's fine. So let's measure this one again. Let's make sure this is right. This says is, I'm not on top of it, but I'm doing a good guess here. It's like 6.33. So let's go down to 6.33. Ah, okay, that would explain why it's a little off. So let's fix that, why don't we? I want to select, let's do this by faces. I want this whole thing here. Oh. But I don't want this thing. I don't want that. How do I do that? I think I have to go in here. Yeah. That or just manually deselect them. That works. Yep. Alright. Oh, but I don't want this as well. Oh no. Okay, let's restart. So I just want to expand the outside edge here. I think the inside edge is measured properly. So the outside edge is all we want. We just want this one, this one, this one, that one, that one. Let's make sure we're not missing anything. I know we're missing stuff. Yeah. And that one. And that one. I think that's it. I think we got it covered. If we scale it. Yeah, I think we got it. Alright. Oh, but you know what I didn't do? I don't think I changed this. Did I? Oh, I did. Okay, hold on. Let's go back here. Alright, so this needs to be out to here now. Yeah, like around there. Alright. Good. Made that a little bit bigger. That looks a little bit better. Looks more accurate to what I would expect. Just for the sake of it, I'm going to take another measurement of the width of the ring. This is a measurement I actually never took. It is 0.96, so it's barely even a millimeter. Okay. 0.96. That's how wide this piece is supposed to be. Oh yeah, look at that. It's actually not quite that wide yet. So we need to make this wider. Or, yeah. Alright, let's take this. And this. Let's go in here. If we can't see what we're doing, that's fine. Alright, we're just going to shrink this in by a hair. There we go. Yep. Yep, right there. There we go. Okay. Right. I think we got it. That looks better. That looks about what this looks like that I'm holding. Cool. Let's go ahead and add the handle. Let's get a kind of rough... Oh, wait, we didn't do this yet. That's right, we didn't do that yet. Oh, but you know what we can do? We can shrink this. We can shrink this down to where it meets... it's so hard to see, but it's like a little... It's like a torpedo shape. Oh, wait, we don't want that. Whatever this is... This, I don't... Let's get rid of that. Oh, what the... no. Hold on. I think it's just the edge I don't want. Oh, because it's a straight line. Here, let's not make it so straight then. Let's make it not straight. I still think it bugs me. Yeah, give me this. Delete that, see what happens. I don't know how I feel about that. That's better. That looks more like what it's supposed to. Well, if that's the case, then let's do this. Should we go ahead and do the rectangle cube that sits on the back? Yeah, sure, why not? Let's go ahead and do that. So this thing is approximately, let's get the width of it first. It is 7 millimeters wide. Okay. Let's go grab a cube. A 7 millimeter wide cube. There we go. There she blows. Why does it look like it's warping? Is that just me? Is that lens distortion? What in the world's going on there? You shouldn't see that. Weird. Okay. It's just my eyes playing tricks on me. Wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. I think what we want, so it goes there. We're just gonna eyeball it. Yep. No, I'm not going to measure it. I think this, for the case of this piece, I think it's fine. Okay, I think it goes all the way down till it reaches this line down here. Yeah. Move this back. Alright, we'll move that. And then we want to extrude out. Select this, let's extrude. No. It's just a straight line actually. It goes in a straight line and then it stops over here. So let's, oh, god, let's straighten that out. Let's flatten that, alright. And then let's end it on the back of this piece right here. Yep. There we go. Sweet. And on top of that, we have another cube that makes this shape. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's figure out the width of this. Probably not bigger than a millimeter, but we're going to measure it anyway. Oh, maybe 2 millimeters. Okay. Alright, so this thing is approximately 2.01 millimeters wide. Let's set for that. 2.01. Now that we have that, we can set him up in there. Don't worry about the angle. The picture is crooked. I'm just going to get it in the ballpark of where it needs to be. Does that go all the way on the back? Yes, it does. It touches the back. So you see that? It looks like it's not touching the corner, but it actually is. It needs to touch the corner. I'm just going to go right up in there, get it right on top of it. There we go. Alright. Let's get rid of this line here. And just bring these guys forward. Bring these guys back. There we go. Oh, I wonder if the bottom's the same. Yeah, the bottom's exactly the same. Ooh, tell you what we could do. We could just... Oh, wait, no. I'm rethinking my life choices. This guy needs to come down a little bit. Could make this guy the same piece, but I don't know if I like that idea. Let's just play it safe. Bring this guy down, rotate him, -180. There we go. Just do that. And since he's already here, he's already our friend. We can get rid of... Is that straight? Ooh, it's actually not straight. Yeah, okay, so we need to get rid of this line. Let's get rid of that. This comes up, this is at an angle, just like the photo shows. Like that. There we go. It's so important to have the part in your hand to make determinations like that. You can't model off of just pictures alone and expect anything to look good. To look right. I don't want to say look good. You can get it to look good. It just won't be accurate. Alright. Let's cut it there. Alright. Cool. So we got this back end already put on there, and that's the right size that it needs to be. That's great. With the exception of that, but the rest of it comes out at an angle. So this actually needs to come out a lot further back, like probably back in here in order to get the shape that we want happening out here, where it needs to be. Oh yeah, okay. We actually need to make this guy bigger too. Let's make him bigger. Oh, here we go, hold on. We're almost there. It's like... Okay, you might have to do some unique shaping here to get this shape right. It's something like that. It's very close to that. But not quite. Like, there's still a few adjustments we need to make. Yeah. We're close. Okay, and then... might take a break in a minute, since we've been at this for probably an hour now. Let's do this. Let's just make this trigger piece. Even if it's not 100% perfect, I just want to make it. See how wide this is. This is probably 2 millimeters like the other piece was, but let's just make sure. 2.08 millimeters. Alright. Yeah. Just slightly wider. 2.08. There we go. I'm going to take these little lines here and get rid of them, because we don't want them. Same thing with this one. We don't want that line either. I know I can make my cubes not have those. I should probably just do that by default. Stretch him out. And something I might do, I might just take a picture of that piece and model it independently, because I do have it sitting here by itself. It is a separate piece. This is it's going to be the piece that has the spring attached to it. So I think what I'll do is I'll model it. So, ooh. No! Dropped it in the floor. Oh God. Okay, got it. Yeah. Instead of trying to get it based off of this image, let me take a picture of this real quick with my phone and try to import that image over. But tell you what, I'll do that after my break. I'll see you guys in a minute. I'm back. So I went ahead and took a picture of this spring mechanism and the plastic piece that comes with it, which is this part right here. And this line right here represents the dimensions of that, of how long it is. And I'm just kind of scale my reference so that it's the right size. That looks spot on. Yeah, that's the length of it. Alright, cool. Now that we've done that, let me make another layer. Call this trigger reference. Just lock that down. This piece right here is going to be that piece. It's already measured at the right width and everything. I just have to shape it. So, let's go ahead and do that real quick. Yeah. Alright. Let's break out the edge loops, because now we're going to need them. There we go. And, no, I would like to have that face right here. This one. Wait, is this... doesn't have a line in the middle, does it? No. Okay, good. Let's extrude that. And carry him over here. Yeah, it's very good. That sound you hear in the background, those are my 3D printers running. Here, I can show you, kind of. There's my face. You can see them over there. I don't have the lights on, but they're there. That's all. That's the sound. That's where that's coming from. All right. Okay, this part here is looking. Let's see what we're gonna do. Let's take this guy, pull him down. I think I'm gonna want an edge loop here to give us that little pointy bit right there. Yeah. And all these corners are going to be rounded off, by the way. We're not going to leave it sharp or anything like that. And then here we're going to have another edge loop. It's going to make God, no. Here. That's a better spot. And we can take this and bring him in there. Actually, since this guy and this guy are going to make a straight line, let's go ahead and do that. There we go. Now they make a straight line. This guy comes over here. Oh look, we got another edge loop. Let's go ahead and do that. Oh, sounds like a machine finished behind me. Cool. There we go. Got another edge loop there. Actually, I just want these to be perpendicular. There we go. Rather parallel. Parallel is the right word. There we go. Bring this over here. Actually, yeah, let's just sculpt it like this. No. Alright. This part I'll extrude, just to make that shape happen. That makes sense too, the way that is. Cool. Extrude that. bring it down. And, there's this interesting shape that it's doing here. It kind of has this little hump that it comes out. Let's see if that's something I can pick up with my eye, or if that's just part of the injection mold, like a rough spot. Okay, I think that's just a rough spot in the mold, because I'm seeing it on one side and then I'm not seeing it on the other. I think it's just a little messy the way it came out. Alright, got that. Got that. And then let's put a loop here so we can get this curve. Right there. That's probably what it's going to take. Maybe bring it down to the bottom. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that works out. This could probably come down. Okay, so we have this shape pretty much blocked out now, with the exception of maybe this element. Okay. We need a little cylinder piece to go here, but also we need this. You see that shape? Looks very familiar. Kind of looks like one of these. Let's just take one of these. Yeah. I'm stealing this guy here. We're going to use him to make the shape that we want. 0. Turn him 90, doesn't matter. Alright. Oh, nope. Okay, I don't know how tall this thing needs to be, but let's just make it like that. I'll measure it. I'll measure it so that we know. Actually, let's just go ahead and do that now. Oh, look at that. It's looking like a piece. Yeah, I might just print it like that. I might not even bother rounding it off, but we'll see. We'll see what I feel like doing. So, hey, let's turn on... Oh, it is on. I couldn't tell. My computer runs buttery smooth sometimes. I don't even notice when it's on. Oh, you know what's not on? That needs to be on. Okay. Sorry, I got distracted. We don't need this. We're going to get rid of that. Then we're going to get rid of these faces. Let's bring this up here so I can see what I'm doing. Alright, let's get rid of these faces here. Don't need these. Excuse me? Fine. Be that way. You, and you. Die. Oh! Okay, that's what happened. How about this one? Ah! Interesting. Interesting. Well, I just gotta do this manually, I guess. Nothing wrong with that. It still wants to do that. It's weird. Just my selection tool is good enough. We're going to mirror this guy to make the pill shape that we need. So now that we have this, we can duplicate him. Actually, you know what? Hold on. No, I think there's a tool for that. We could do this based on the object, and we can do that. Let's try it. Oh, wrong direction. Hold on. No? I guess it wouldn't know. I'd have to flip? No? No? Oh god, what am I doing? Let's make sure this everything's fine. Alright, delete the history on that. Let's just do it the old-fashioned way. I'm just gonna flip it over. 270? I wonder why it's 270. That's weird. Okay, so now we have a shape that looks like this. And what we can do, we can come up in here. And Whoop. Nope. Oh, nope. Hey. God dang it. Get over here. Okay, I'm just gonna eyeball it. I'm gonna put these vertices right on top of each other. There we go. Cool. And then we're going to take these, we're going to combine them, and then we're going to merge and see what happens. So if I grab this guy here and move him, okay, cool. Great, we now have one piece. I don't think anything weird happened, did it? All of our edge loops are still intact. Very nice. So now we have this shape that we're working with. And I'm going to take a measurement of the side of this thing to figure out how far these things stick out, because there's one on this side and there's one on the other side. Also, let's go ahead and put it in position. He is... I think he's about right there. Yeah. I think he's a little bigger too. I think he's in there. Feels right. Yeah. Feels about right. Sweet. Actually, you notice he kind of comes over the edge. Is that just me doing it wrong? Let me look at the part. Ah, I see. It's almost like it makes that edge right there. That's what defines the edge, is this piece. So this piece is going to tell us where the edge is. That's fine. I like that. I like that it's in charge. Okay, and then the bottom, yeah, the bottom's doing what it needs to do. It's coming out from the bottom. I'm kind of wondering if I should push it further. Let's go ahead and make this thing... Oh, we don't have a center point, do we? Yeah, alright. Should I make this 2 objects or 1? That's a good question. That is a good question. I have an idea. Sorry, my voice is cracking. I guess I'm not grown up yet. Let me put my grid on. Okay, this right here should be the Z, or Y0. I think it's Y in this program. So what I can do is I can move this down to 0. Yeah? I can add an edge loop here to get us our middle. Yep. And then move this to 0. There we go. And now that he's in the middle, I can scale him. There. Cool. Now, let's figure out how big he is. Take my calipers. And 0 them out. There we go. Let's take a measurement. He is 4.8 millimeters wide. Alright. Let's grab a little cube so we can measure him. 4.08. Alright. Let's take this guy. We're almost right there. Yeah, got it pretty close. That's it. And because this is going to be FDM printed, it's going to shrink a little bit, so that's actually perfect. That right there is perfect. Very nice. Cool, so we got a rough trigger laid out. Let's see if that lines up like we want it to. And check our references. Not that one, this one. Oh, somebody's messaging me. That's the Facebook thing. Ah, I see. Let's make this come back a little bit until it meets that edge there. Alright. And then on this side, let's see where we are. Okay, let's make this come forward a little bit until we meet this edge here. feel like this right here. Yeah, it's in a good spot. It's not bad. Bring this down a little further. Okay, so now we need this little ball, this little peg. I skipped ahead a little bit, building this little mushroom peg thing right now. It's interesting little design for a mechanism they have here. It's kind of cool. This might be an illusion, but it seems like it's taller on that side than it is on this side. I'm going over the edge here. Maybe I'll bump this up a little bit along with that. I'll decide once I have it. Alright, now that we have that, let's put a little edge there, and then extrude again, and we're going to come up a little bit at a time. This part is so small. Oh god, nope, 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 nope. Didn't mean to do that. Whatever I did, Control R. Yeah, alright. Okay. And then what we can do is we can add an edge loop there. And then add one there. Okay, that gives us the shape that we need. It's just like a little peg that the spring fits around. Yeah, I like it. Let's see. Just cause, I'm gonna measure. It looks like we have some things we can register here and here on these two surfaces. I'm gonna measure the distance between this and this. Let's see what that is. Make sure my measurement's right. It should be pretty close, I imagine. Since we have it lined up with the photo, but I just want to double check. Alright, it says it's 10.56. 10.55, 10.53? 10.53, okay. Let's see where we are. Somewhere between 10.56 and 10.53. Check the smaller one first. Okay, so we were right on it. Right on the money. Let's adjust this a little bit since I know that this part is going to shrink when it prints. Let's make a little adjustment. No harm in that. I think maybe we could just raise this part here. Raise this up to there. Raise this down. Lower that down a little bit. Alright. And then this part here, we can lower down to that, so it meets that, like it should. And then this part here, we can lower down to that. And then this part here, we can lower down, or just stretch it a little more. I wonder if it meets that edge. Does it meet the edge? No, not. It kind of does, but not. Actually, yeah, it meets that edge. Well, let's make it. It'll meet that edge then. All right. Cool. It's like right there. It's right there on the edge. I'm not worried about the photo. I don't mind that this doesn't match up the photo, like exactly. I'm more worried about what the actual measurements tell me, and that's why the photos are kind of half useful. So we've taken that. That's accurate. All right, we got a good part here. This is ready to make it look nice. Let's go ahead and add our edge loops to finish it off, because if we smooth this out, it's going to turn into a blob like that. So we need to make sure it does what we want it to do without changing too much. So let's put an edge loop there and there. see what it's doing. It actually gave us that curve that we wanted, but we can adjust it if it's not right. It's not exactly right, but it's okay. We can adjust it. Where's that? Okay. That. And wherever this is, we want that. Ah, yes. We want that there, and there, and there, and there. We need this one, and this one. So many edge loops. We need this one. I think. Nope. Okay, and then we need this one. Yep. And then we need one here. Doesn't have to be as on the nose, but kind of close there. So it's a little bit rounded, which is what we want. That's good. Not completely rounded. Oh, we need this guy here. That's good. I like that. Alright, how's that shape? Let's look at it like this. I feel like that's accurate. I think that's what that is. Yeah. Oh wait, noticing a little discrepancy. Maybe this could be lowered a little bit to meet that. Yeah, let's lower that a little bit. I can't let that go. Just maybe there. And there's this thing here. I don't know how happy I am with it. It's curving up a little bit. Maybe it's, I feel like it should just be sharp though, you know? Because that's not coming there. I think we need another edge loop here. Yeah. I think that's the right thing to do. Yeah. Alright. I think this here technically needs another edge loop. I know these edges are right on top of each other and it's hard, but let's just give it another edge loop. It's a sharp turn that it's making there. Now this is actually doing something funky because... Oh no, it's not. It's doing what it needs to do. Okay. Yeah, it's not hurting anything. That is totally fine. Oh wait, maybe we should have an edge loop here. Yeah. Okay, how does that look? I think that works. Looking at it, get rid of our lines. So that's the part right there. That's what it looks like. Oh, and that line's right there. That's present on the original part too. This weird overlap. That's what the original part has. It's interesting. Let's check this shape here. Look at this. Let's see if it's doing that on the original one. Man, it is so hard to tell. I think the spring is resting on top of that, so I wouldn't be able to see it. It's like, you can see where the spring is in the photo. It's like right up against it. I can't tell if it's there or not. I'm just going to assume it is. Because that would just be too much work. Right? Alright, cool. We have this trigger piece done. Let's delete history on all that. And see if we can move all this. Can we move all this? No, we cannot. So let's group it up. Alright, center that. Let's just call this the trigger. Alright, and then we'll shift it over here into position. We honestly don't need it in position, but I kind of want it. I want it in position, you know? There it is. Hey, look at that. Yeah. That's the fun part. Don't mind the angle. It's probably been pressed in a little bit when I took the photo. There we go. Oh, notice it's not lining up perfectly with the nub. Oh, wait, yes it is. Yes it is. The nub is right there. It's right on the money. That's exactly where it is. Cool. Very cool. Trigger reference, I don't think we need anymore. Let's get rid of this. Bye-bye. Delete that layer. Let's hide that layer and check it out. Look at that. Am I still recording? I have no idea. Yeah, I am. Yeah, good so far. We need to finish out the body. This is just a plain cylinder. We need to add the details and stuff in here. So that's going to be fun. Looks like we have, and I imagine this would be very similar to the Galvatron barrel, with the way shaping things that are already on cylinders is kind of tricky. But it's totally doable. You just have to have patience. So here's what we can do. Take a good long look at the part and try and figure out the best way to approach this. It looks like there's like a cylinder inside of a cylinder. I know there's a way we can do this. Let's try and figure this out. I'm thinking we can probably just put an edge loop here. Or here. But since that's trying to get a close look. That's where, okay, that's the edge there and it goes down. And let's find this edge over here. It's really muddy and hard to tell, but I feel like it's right there? Or right there? I think it's right there. Well, let me look at the part. It's 1, 2, I'm counting the lines. There's 1, 2, and then just between the second and third line. So it's 1, 2, so it's right there. Got it. Okay. And so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna select this vertex, and I'm gonna drag it over. And I'm gonna select this one, drag it over. And I'm gonna do the same thing to this one. And what it's doing is it's grabbing them on both sides. So I'm not having to think about much yet. Go ahead and move this ring further back since it's a little out of position. There we go. I don't want it to be off. Nope. Have it close to that. I don't care. Alright. I think as long as it's straight, right? Who's gonna care? Who's gonna notice? Now we need to make a loop in here. I think we can do that. Right there. Let's see, does that affect the smooth shape? Does it mess things up? Yep. It does a little bit. Okay. So we don't want that there if we can avoid it. Let's see if I can probably just move one of these edges down. Since I have my edge loop here, right? I could attempt to just move this edge down. Let me try that. It's not what you're seeing on the inside is the cylinder that's on the inside. That's not on the outside here. So now that we've moved it down a little bit, we need to expand it to meet the diameter. Oh my God, where am I? Okay, there I am. We need to expand it out to meet this line here, right there, so it doesn't look too off. And when we smooth it out, it's gonna have a little bit of a. All right, that looks normal. I think that it's such a subtle thing when you probably won't even notice that it's been shifted. I think that it's hard to tell. That's fine, that's why it's there. So now we can adjust this one like I did the other side. Let's go ahead and do that. Yep. Yep, just like that. Just like that. I know it's right there, but I'm gonna just keep pushing it. God, this ring is just so off. I don't like how off it is. Okay, there we go. I am thoroughly messing up this shape right now, by the way. So I think at this point what you want to do is save as a different file. That way I can always come back to the old one later if I find a better way to do this. Where are we? Here we are. Okay, so I think we now have this area kind of isolated, and now that we have it isolated, we're going to select it. Yep, see what we did there? Yeah, I think we're, wait a minute, hold on. I think I want this shape here. I think I want this ball to go in there. Okay. Alright. I think now make last minute adjustments. Making sure things are as good as they can be before I start extruding stuff. Alright. Yep. And now we can extrude inside. Ooh, like that. Yes! Very cool. We can push and pull it in a different way once we have our stuff set up. Alright, this is cool. Let's just go ahead and get it down to where we want it to be. Because we know we want it to be down here. Yeah. Let's go and shrink it. Let's get it compacted. Oh, we might want it down further than that too, because those lines are going into, they need to be raised up. Oh wait, but they're inside of their own little pocket, aren't they? Yeah, so it's like there's two areas where it needs to be extruded inward. I see. Man, this is a complicated shape. Okay. Alright. That's fine. So let's meet the first one before we go on to the second one. There's an inner, I'm just clearing this out of the way so I can see. Okay, so it's this line here. This is the one we want. We're looking at that line. That's good. Okay. Alright. Now we want to edit the vertexes here and here. And get those into position. We want them to be like right on the edges, because that's where we did our thing. Actually, let me make sure these are what I think they are. Yeah, that's what they are. They are just those. So let's bring them down to meet those vertices here. Oh. I heard clicking behind me. I got nervous for a minute. Alright. There. I don't mind getting right on top of this. I'll do it. There we we go. Alright. And same thing here. Right there. Right there. Yes. Alright. Can I get right on top of that line? That'd be cool. Can I? Can I snap to this edge? No? Oh, okay. Cool. I'm just gonna do this manually, I guess. It's fine with me. This does not have to be perfect. But we can get it close. This kind of helps me to keep my lines straight, too. Because these guys are straighter than the other lines. It helps me to kind of straighten everything up. Who's the actual straight line? I don't know anymore. Ah, it's close enough. It's close enough. Over here. Let's see what we got. This guy. Hey, come here. Once you start working on the subatomic level, you have to understand that you're overthinking things. No one's gonna notice. Alright, that's looking good. I like that. How this is gonna all smooth out? Oh yeah, I think it'll smooth out just fine because we've extruded inward and we'll be alright. This is cool. I like it. I think that we didn't destroy it. I think we're doing great. Now let's take care of what's next. We have another area that's extruded inward, and that'll be right here. Let's take care of that. So it's... let me look it apart to make sure I'm doing this right. Yeah. Let me look at the original too. Yeah, this is the original. But I took a picture of the reissue. Let me look at the reissue. They're the same thing. Okay, just making sure. Alright, so it starts there. Kind of where that nub ends is where it sort of begins. And so we put it right there. Okay. And then this starts and ends at the exact same point. Oh, but there's a difference now. So this now needs another line. Oh, but do I want to bother with that? I'm questioning things. I'm looking at this wondering if it's worth it. Let's go ahead and do this one. Let's just put this one on course where it needs to be. I think that edge right there is what I'm looking at. Kind of just like a horizontal, or not a horizontal, but I think it's like that. I think it's that. It's a very subtle angle. You probably wouldn't even know that it was angled. You'd think it was just straight looking at it, but I think that's subtle enough that we get the idea. Okay. I'd love to make all these little tubes. That'd be fun. I think what I'll do is I'll just put little rings in there. I'm not going to model that into this shape. I'll just boolean. I'll add them on. That'll be the easiest thing to do because then I can just duplicate it. Okay. So the thing is we have this shaft right here, right? That needs to stay there. Oh, wait a minute. I have a theory. What if the rings, if I'm adding those in on another part, right? Why don't I just make this a hole? Oh, but this piece has to be, it has to be a continuous piece on the inside. That's fine. It could still be that. I am hearing clicking over there. It is getting me concerned. I think it's that arm guard that's running. Okay. So. I'm thinking. Pardon me, I'm thinking. I'm trying to debate on the best way to approach this. I need to extrude 2 areas. And that's it. Wait, I think I'm overthinking it. Okay. Oh. Okay. I don't think I need to worry about that. The only thing I need to determine is how wide this middle part is going to be, because then I can stretch these 2 pieces in the middle to meet that. So let's do that. Oh, it's already looking much better. Look at that, just the shaping is better. I like that. So let me take my little measuring guys, my calipers here. Let's figure out how wide that is. There we go. Alright, got him firmly on there. He is approximately 4.58 millimeters. Alright, let's get a little guy. Where's our cube? There's our cube. This is why you always model at 0. So that when you bring things in, they're already where you want them to be. 4.58. Wait, you're seriously? That's pretty big. Yeah, actually that's about, I'm gonna say 4.57. I'm just gonna say 4.57. Because resin creeps, right? I think that's right. I think that's right on the money. Alright. So I need to find, there they are. So these 2 lines here need to correspond, they need to meet that shape there. So let's do that. I wish I could see this from, nope, nope. Oh, it's because I'm selecting an object. I need to see back. That's it. Alright. And edge. Okay. Back in where we were. Let's put it right on top of that. Right there. Okay. It's such a small difference you probably wouldn't notice. And then what we need to do now that we've done that is we need to adjust the curvature because we've messed with it. So since we've expanded it, we now need to go down with it to kind of, I think what we can do is just check this distance here and make sure it's the same. Is it a curve or is it a flat plane? I believe it's a curve. Yeah, that's a curve. Let's bring it back up a little bit. Alright. As long as it doesn't look funny, I think we're fine. I'm using my eyes to try to determine what kind of curve this is, if the curve looks right. I think it's fine. Oh, wait. Okay, now this is off. It's okay, we can fix it. So this, 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 and this now need to be brought in a little bit. Where do they start? Yeah. Oh, I know how to fix that. We just look at them out here. There they are. Alright. Ah. Sweet. Cool, we fixed it. So now this thing is where this shaft is. I'm trying to make this all one piece. I don't want to have to do too much Boolean work here, because we're probably going to have to reiterate these parts several times. I want it to just be ready to go. Alright, and so now the only thing we need to worry about is this. Yeah, just this. I wonder if I can extrude both sides at the same time. I don't know, but let's save before we do it. Also, because I'm paranoid, Maya will crash if you start to do funky stuff. So there, I made another file. Extrude. Yes. I'm controlling both of them independently. That's cool. I like that. Alright. I think we're getting there. I think... Hold on. Looking at the piece. Yeah. Uh-huh. I think we're getting what we want. Hold on. I'm just gonna do this like this real quick. Or no, like, Okay, the way I was doing it before was better. Oh, no. Oh, hold on. It's giving me a second chance. Extrude. Alright, I think this worked out better. Now, how far does that go in? Question. I think it only goes in a little bit. Maybe just about as far as we extruded on the other one. Oh no, it makes it... It's kind of significant. Yeah, it's about there, I'd say. Oh wait, I can look at, let me look at how far the tubes stick up, and if the tubes sticking up correspond to something else. Let's go in a lot. Let's go in quite a lot. That way we have more room to play. And I can always adjust this later. I can always come out. But for now, let's fix this line a little bit because it's going out all over the place. All right. Yeah, there they are. Let's put these where they need to go. Oh wow, we're going beneath the shape. That's not what we want. We want them to be right on top of each other. Okay. That's fine, yeah. Alright. We're back in business. Sweet. Look at that! Yeah! Oh, one more thing. This shaft right here shouldn't be like that. It needs to be straight. Let's see. I'll select both of these so I can ID them. Oh god. Okay, there's one. And then... Oh no, where is it? Okay, there it is. And then... Actually, I can just click on both of them right here. Okay, we need to expand these out so that they are of the same width as their friends. It's kind of hard to tell where that is. I think it's easier to tell from this side. There. We need them to meet this line here. Alright, cool. We did it. Nice. And they should be in their places. They should be in the same spot that we left them. Oh, but now these pieces are off a little bit. Let's fix these. They're going in a little bit too far. We need a curve, not a, not whatever this is. I think I got all of them selected, all four of them. Yeah. Let's fix that. Let's just make it more curved. There we go. That's better than it was. Yeah, this took like an hour, probably, just to plan this out and to figure it out. But we're getting there. Now for the fun part. We get to add details. Let's see what we have here. I've had bad luck with torus shapes, but we can always try a torus for these lines here. I'm debating on just using a half cylinder piece and just cutting it down. What to do? Let me look at a torus, see what it looks like. Oh, good. Nope. Nope, that's a... let's reset this one. Alright, give me a real torus. Okay, there it is. It's just a donut. You'll see what it's used for in a second. This is going to give us our rings. Actually, let's line it up on center, yeah? Actually, it is already on center. Is it? Is it on center? Can't tell anymore. Where's my center at? Should be right there. Yeah. And that's the center of that. I think... Save. Every time I edit these things, they always mess up. Section radius... I think, let's make it 2? Okay. No, God, no, 2. No! Okay. Where'd you go? There he is. Come out here. Right, make it bigger. There he is. There he is. Yeah, you see? You see where I'm going with this. I think, yeah, let's just use a torus. I think this will work fine. It's aligned with the center of the thing, too, so it should maintain the curvature that we want in the places that we want it. So that's nice. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to delete most of this shape because we don't need all this other stuff. I'm just going to try and get one of them in position first before I do that. Let's figure out where I want it to go before I make that decision. And also we'll figure out how wide it needs to be. I think this is a good width. It just needs to be displaced a little bit, like maybe right there. Let's check that out and see how that looks. Do I like that? I don't know if I like that. Put it up against that one. It's just not following the curvature of the piece. That's the issue. Oh, but it's not supposed to. Right. Yeah. It's not supposed to follow the curvature of that. I'm looking at it on the actual part. Yeah, okay, so that's actually accurate. That's where we want it. Alright. Let's make this a little bit wider than it needs to be, because what we're going to do is we're going to intersect all these things, and so they need to overlap a little bit with each other. Maybe not too wide. Oh, maybe not too wide. Maybe something like that. We'll figure it out. Okay, now that I got my torus, let's... No. Where'd that come from? Torus? Okay. Now that I got this, we're going to delete everything on it that we don't need, that we do not require. I think all of that is toast. We don't need all that stuff. Let's take a look at it. This is... Alright, so we have this going into that. I don't think we need this. I don't think we need these two pieces. It's still one piece, which is good. That's what we want. I think what we need to do here is add an edge, or fill the hole first. There we go. Come here, fill the hole. Maya does not like holes. You can't have holes in things. Oh goodness, that scared me. My air compressor just kicked on. That happens. But usually I'm expecting it. Okay. Alright. There we go. I think we have that worked out where we want it to be. Save. Alright. References. What's on this layer? Oh, the other parts. That's right. Hold on now. I think we're noticing something. Is it doing what I want it to do? Is it stopping too short? I think this needs to come up a little more. I think that's what's bothering me. Yeah. Yeah, it needs to be like up there. Okay, so that means this guy... Oh. But what it's doing there is fine. But this guy down here needs to be fixed. He needs an edge loop right there. Got it. Same on the other side. There we go. So now we're not going to see his hole coming out. There we go. I think that's what was bugging me. Oh, but it needs to be a little smaller, though. Well, what to do? Like that? Looking at it. Let's put it right up against that. Figure out what it wants. I think that's about right. I think that's right. Let's work with that. And we can make adjustments later. For now, let's go ahead and do our thing. Let's make as many of these as we need. I wish I could, I think there's a way that I can do this. Where they're right on top of each other. We're just gonna, we're just gonna eyeball it for now until it becomes a problem. And then we can scale it later once we're done. We're just gonna overlap a little bit. Literally just a little bit. Yeah, like that. Alright, and then we're gonna duplicate that. Overlap that. Hey, I think we're doing okay. There's a little bit. It's not perfect. Okay. Ooh, yes, I think we're gonna do it. I think this is right. Aha! Aha! Very nice. And I think after this, let's make sure, I think that's just one. It's kind of two, I guess. Yeah. Hold on, is there one before that? Is there one over here? Double check. No. No, there isn't. Okay. That's okay. I just need one more. Very good. And there is kind of one right here, so let's do that last one. Alright. Look at that. Ooh, look at that one. That's cool. But I am noticing something. These things are compressing in, which is not cool. I don't think I like that. So we need to go in here. I should have done that before I duplicated all those parts, because now it's a little hard to try and do this. I have an idea. Let's just take this guy here and this guy. Oh, take this group, put them in a layer, hide them for now, and just work on these. Alright, fellas. Let's do this mini and see where it leads us. We're just gonna put an edge loop here. Edge loop here. And turn that layer on. Turn that layer on and see what it does. Alright. It's fine. I'll do this one at a time, but I think I want to try something. I'm going to try and turn my symmetry on. Object, or not object Y. Yeah, object Y. No, not Y. Is it Z? No, it's not Z. X? Ah, there we go. I think I can just do it like this. Yes! Yes. Very good, very good. Let's turn on my thing so I can tell which one I've done. Alright. So now when I just do it to one, it'll do it to both. I've already fussed around with getting them in the right places. I'm not about to delete all these and do it again. Hopefully this fixes that problem that we were having. Alright, turn that off. Good. I'm glad that didn't break things. Alright, turn that off. Yeah, that's a little bit better. I felt like they were shrinking a little bit when they got to the top. I want them to be consistent, and I think that's what we got. Now, this, it doesn't show that there is one right there, but I'm very tempted to put one there in this little pocket. That way there's something. Because I know on this one there is. Actually, I think what would fix it is if I just displaced all these a little bit to the left. Let's just do that. Because it's like right up against it. It's like right there. Yeah. I think that fixes it. Yeah, that fixes it. I'm not worried about this. I'm worried about the shape that I have and making sure that it, like, if you were to look at this, that it would just make sense. Okay. What happened if I selected all of these? Can I scale them independently? Let's see if I can scale these. I can! Ooh! Actually, I think that right there was the ticket. I think that. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. Now let's make sure that shape is what we want. I think it's what we want. I feel like it's a little bit too like inside. I think maybe we want something in here that completes this and fills it out. Like they're a little too sharp. Like how far they go in. So I propose that we add a piece here. Or better yet, hold on. We can actually just use what we already have sitting here. We can use this piece. It's hard to see, but we can use it. So we have this. And I feel like if we took this and just moved it out a little bit, maybe we'd get what we want. No. It's fine. I'm not going to mess with it. undo everything we did there. I think it's normal. It's okay. Alright, sweet. We are getting closer and closer to a finished thing. Now the next part we have to do is the bottom. I think, and yeah, there's some little details we gotta put in, but that's like panel lining. Panel lining is a different step, different part of the process. So let's look at what we have going on the bottom here and figure out where this goes. So we have like a rectangular section that's taken out here. I really wish that part wasn't in the middle. It's so hard to tell. You know, it doesn't have to be in the middle. Let's just put it right there for now so it's out of the way. I can always drag it back when I'm ready to elongate the barrel. Alright. Delete that layer. Okay. And this is actually right on the seam line where we'd be cutting it in half to do our work. It's right there on that line. Or kind of right there on the line. Anyway. Let's line this up with this side over here. Now it looks like this edge here is going to be the one we want. Unfortunately, it's the outermost edge, which makes it a little problematic. I see. Let's put a guy. Let's put one here since that's where it starts. Let's put one right there. Let's make him curved. Just like that. Alright, and where does it end? It ends over here. Alright. Yeah, what I think we can do is we can just take this here. Just kind of pull this forward a little bit. Oh. Kind of pull this forward here. All these other objects. You too. Yeah. And that'll meet that edge there. Alright, so we kind of blocked out where it needs to go. I think we just need to move this edge here down. I know it's gonna mess up the shape. I'm just hoping it's not all that noticeable. Maybe if I turn soft selection on? Nah, because then it's gonna mess with that up there. We don't want that. Oh boy. Well, here it goes nothing. Okay. That's where we want it. That's where we want it. Right there. I really don't want to move that line, though. I'd rather move this one, but it's closer. This one's closer. Alright. Here, I'll move it a little bit further back. Okay. Alright, now let's fix our profile, because I know we've messed it up. Looks like it's just these here. Let's turn on our symmetry for X. I think, yeah, that's it. I'm just trying to figure out a way to make this look right. I feel like it was fine just like it was. I feel like it's fine, actually. I think I'm overthinking it. It's better to have it like a little lumpy than have an edge loop and make a sharp point. It's better this way. Alright. Alright. And now, if I had more edge loop, like if this was instead of like a 16, if it was like a 24, I don't think we'd have a problem. But I think it's because we have a limited number of polygons. I think that's what it is. That's making it hard. But it's okay. You don't want that many polygons. That just makes things more difficult. Alright, so this shape is where we want it to be. So I think... And the nice thing about this shape here is that it's not following a contour. It's just a rectangle. That's all it is. So we can take this, extrude it. Let's actually use this feature because it's nice. Yeah, let's use that. How far do we want to go in? I think about there, yeah. Looks about right. Maybe a little, yeah, maybe like that. Is it as deep as the other one? No, it's not as deep as the other one, but it's close. It's similar, but it's not as deep. I'll go a little further in. It's not gonna hurt it. Oh, look at that! I say we have something there. What about this? Is this looking alright? Is that doing what we want it to do? Yeah, I think it's doing okay. Well, guys, that was easy. Except for this. So we need to fix these edges here. Because they are not where we need them to be. They are on the inside. They need to be on the outside. No! Forget about it. I'll just eyeball it. Oh, wow. I have a pretty good eyeball. Right on top. Right on top. There we go. Nice! Look at that! Hey! That's starting to look like a thing. It's starting to look like a thing, alright. Alright, then we have one more part to worry about, and that's back here. There's a chunk taken out of this. It's an interesting shape, it is. I'm debating on how I'm going to get this to work. Now that I'm looking at it. I'm thinking about just making it a separate piece. And just eating a piece out of it. Yeah. Oh, wait, we forgot something. We forgot to put this thing here. There's a little divot on the outside where it lines up with the mechanism where it registers against this pin on the outside here. We need to make that. And actually, what I think we can do, because I'm feeling super lazy, I'm just going to take this piece here and duplicate it, bring it up, Shift P, unparent it, and just scale it up. To make matters worse, let's just take this here, get rid of that. I think we really just need the top of this piece in order for it to work. Where are you? There you are. Let's see. I think I had a hard time with this. Let's just put a hole there. Does it need to be? Yeah. Okay. That's fine. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's do the lengthwise first. I tried bridging this piece a long time ago and it's just, I don't think it worked. That's why I'm doing it like this. No worries. I love the multi-cut tool. It's so nice. There we are. Cool. Center that. Delete history. It was never a thing. It was never here. Alright, let's bring it back. And now, it's already kind of in the place, but we want it to be even more in a place. Where are we? Here we are. Okay, so this piece is actually pretty big. You can see the curvature of it here. It's pretty large. I think it might be... This piece probably needs to come forward a little bit to be right on top of it. Is it a little bit wider than a cylinder piece? Yeah, I think... let's just... Oh, that's right, because I squished this. It's not actually... Okay. It's not perfect anymore. Let's try and line it up as best we can. Let's get it where we think it needs to be. I can kind of see the curve here. Like, I can definitely see it right there. And how far it goes back is up for debate. I think it's like there. I feel like it's right there. Alright. Oh, how wide is this thing? Let's measure. Since I can register the calipers against it, let's measure and see how wide it is. This thing is 7.18 millimeters across. Alright, cool. Let's get rid of that. Let me get a shape out here. He is 7.19. Yeah, we were pretty close. Right on top of this part. Nope, where are you? There you are. Right on top of that. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Don't make me do this. Symmetry. X. It is object X, right? Oh, no. What? What? Oh, wait. It's world X, isn't it? No? Object Z. Oh, no. Broke it. That's fine. That's fine. We'll just leave it there. We'll just leave it there. It's close enough. Alright. Alright. Cool. I think that's where we want it to be. Oh. But wait. There's more. Okay, I see it. I see. We're a little too high up, I think. Wait. That... What's this line doing? I feel like... Is this too low? No. Or is this too high? Oh, this might be parallax. Oh, that's probably parallax that's throwing that off. Alright, well, I'm just gonna go based on what I'm looking at in front of me. So this part needs to go, like, here. Yeah. Needs to be more like that. Because it's not that far up. Oh, yeah, okay, hold on. It's, like, right... That's the butter... Okay, that's the butter zone right there. Right there is where it needs to be. Yeah, and that looks right, too. That looks the way it should to the eye. Just looking at it. Yeah. Alright, cool. Hold on, I'm just double checking again. Maybe let's... bring it up a little more. I don't know. Maybe it's this that's off. Or maybe this needs to be wider. Bring it, make it wider. I feel like it's close. It's right on top of it. God, I hate to do that because it feels wrong to leave it like that. Tell you what. Since this edge here is a little bit higher than it needs to be, let's just make it a little higher. And then we can bring this guy up a little bit more. And see how far he goes in. He goes almost right. I feel like that's right there. I feel like that's it. Alright, let's close our references, take a look at it. How do we feel? Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Look at that. Look at that. Look how cool that is. Now you just gotta cut out a slot for the trigger to go in there. And we'll be pretty much done. I could model it real quick. But I think that'll be like one of the last things. No. Should we worry about it now? I think we should. Now that we have the trigger modeled, we can go ahead and put it into its proper position. It'd be right there, more or less. Alright. Does that add up? Does that look right? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it does. The only thing that doesn't look right is this back end here. It looks like this needs to come further back. But even when it was like that, I mean... Oh no, wait. I'm looking at the trigger. Okay, I'm looking at the hole the trigger sits inside of. So the hole comes further back, even though the trigger doesn't. No, dude. Right there, right there. Wherever you are. Yes. Let's center it right on that. That's where it rests. That's where it lives. And then the hole that this thing comes out of, let's go ahead and model that since we're here. And I don't know if I can measure the width of the hole. I'll try. Of course, I can measure anything. Got the tools, got the talent. So the width of this hole is 2.45 millimeters. The bigger the better. 2.45 millimeters. So, oh, really? Okay. 0.45. Alright. Let's line this baby up. He's going to cut a hole into this part here. Let me look at where it terminates on the piece. It's like just a hair before the end. I'm just eyeballing this. Guys. I think... Ooh, that's right there. Yeah, I feel like it's just a hair. Alright. Okay. Alright, I feel like that's it. And now, let's take this part here. We just need to make it like this. So all it needs to do is pierce the inside to the point where this part reaches. And let's go ahead and put him back where he needs to go, since we don't need anything else anymore. I think it was about right here. A little bit after where that stops, so around there. Yeah. So this piece that cuts this out needs to go straight. Hold on there. Yeah, it needs to be there, at least. And that's the piece that will be cut out of this piece. I'm hesitant to start putting edge loops on this yet because I don't know if we're done molding this shape here. I would like to smooth it out and make it look nice so that way it doesn't do this. But I think I'm gonna wait a minute until I figure out if that's what I want to do. I don't know if we're done with it yet. We're really close. We're right there. We're just like, we just have this section here left to do. But I think for now, we've made a lot of progress today. I think I've reached a stopping point. Let's see. Negative. Boolean me. There we go. This is cool. We've got a rocket launcher here to test. Definitely. Made good progress with this. It's nice. Oh yeah, and that trigger's right where it needs to be. You know, I'm really giddy at the thought of taking one of these right here and just kind of just like putting it in there and seeing where it lines up. Look at that. Oh, it's cool. Ooh. Yeah. Yes. All right, put it back. Cool. That is awesome. Wow. It looks like a part. This is the fun part of the experience, looking at the rocket launcher when it's nearly done. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. This was the last piece I needed to model for the set. And art, probably one of the more challenging ones, the most important pieces, because it has to work, has to fire, has to function. And you really appreciate the artistry that goes into some of these things. I'm not done with it. I need to carve out this little piece here, but I'm just kind of debating on how to do it in my head. But I think for now we've reached enough of a... We've done enough to where we can take another break. I don't like to sit down for 5-6 hours and work on something. I like to just maybe work on it for an hour or two and then stop and then come back to it. So that's what I'm gonna do. It's healthier that way.